Alright guys, well now I'm going to teach you how to add a screen to the main menu in Etterna from scratch. I know this is going to be kind of advanced, but trust me, it's not hard. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is have the game. I'd recommend installing it. That's your first step. Alright, now once you've got that done, you have access to the theme. You can find the theme in the game's install folder. Um, let's see if I can show you where it might be relative to all the other garbage. I can't because I'm really bad at navigating this folder tree structure. But when you can see, this is the folder I'm working in called Bare Frames. Basically, we can look at this metrics.ini. Let's go there first. So the new screen we're going to add is literally brand new. So let's just add it. We're going to call it screen cool new. And it needs a screen class and a fallback and a previous screen and a next screen. So I don't remember how to do that off the top of my head because I'm really good at doing this. So I'm going to go to an existing example by opening an existing theme and finding something that is valid for what I'm looking for, and I copy and I paste. It's that easy. Actually, let me make sure that this goes back to the title menu in both directions, and now we have our definition for a brand new screen. However, that's not enough. Now the next step is, how do we get the entry that leads to this screen on the title screen? Well, here's the definition in metrics for the title menu. The screen title menu section has a set of choices. The choice names, game start, and options here will point us to the start and the options buttons. Game start refers to choice game start, and options refers to choice options, which is currently defined in a different file. I'm not going to get into how that works, but to add the option to the new screen here, let's just call it choice cool, and now we're going to go to we say text cool screen, and then we have to name the screen, and the screen's name is screen cool new. Alright, and that's all we've got to do. So if I was to say we're done, I would be wrong, because if I was to reload the metrics by holding shift and pressing F2 and then holding F3 and then pressing F6 and then pressing 2, I would not see the option. Where is the option? I didn't put it in the list. Now we've made that change, we save it, reload, and now when I reloaded the screen, the game froze, and it popped up with a thing that says, string screen title menu cool is missing. I have the chance to cause the game to crash, or I can cry about it, or I can ignore it. And if I press ignore, we get that popping up in the top of the screen. And the menu option exists, but it doesn't really, it says, I mean, what am I doing with it? Okay, so basically, to get that to go back, we got to go to the language files, and this is the language file for this theme. It said that it was missing screen title menu cool, so let's just call it cool cool. In the screen title menu section, this is how the game is translatable, by the way. This is how you do all that stuff. But now that we've added it to this, this is one of the metrics files, so we can hit Shift F2 once again to reload the metrics, reload the screen. Boom, there's our option. Cool. But if we press enter on this, what happens? We go to a black screen. Technically, we'd be done at this point, but I'm going to get really deep into it for you. Can I? Okay, that didn't work, but this is the screen. It is completely black. The default of everything is black. Black is the feature of nothingness. To add more features to this screen, here's what we're going to do. Make a new file inside the BG Animations folder. It has to have the name of the screen There are 3 layers to most screen types. The one that always exists is underlay. So we can make a screen cool new underlay.lua. Alright, so to start off with, I'm going to do something that is, you don't have to do it, but this is probably going to make things really easy. At the top of the file, we're going to say local t equals an actor frame, and we're just going to leave it like that. And at the bottom of the file, we'll return t. What this does is literally nothing so far. Okay, on a technical level, what I've done is I've defined that this file will create and return an actor frame with nothing else inside of it. Effectively, if I was to reload the screen, nothing would happen. You would still see a black screen. Now, what we can do to put things on the screen is, let's put a quad on the screen. We don't have to give it a name. We can actually just get rid of that. Let's put something in the init command, which means this function that I'm writing here will run as soon as the screen is loading, loading this file, basically. A quad is basically a square. There's really nothing more to it. It is a square. In this function definition, function self is a given parameter, which basically just refers to the object itself. We can run. There's a huge list of functions we can run on most of the actors, and it kind of just changes up depending on the class you're using. But I'm not going to get too into that right now. I'm going to put a square in the middle of the screen. So I've added a quad to this actor frame, and now I will make it 300 by 300, and I will make it a certain color. How about, this is RGB and hex, so how about we make it red, and that's going to be FF 4 zeros, and that should be good enough. So if I reload the screen now, nothing happens. You know why nothing happens? Because I had to reload things. You had to, there's a cache related issue there. If nothing worked when I reloaded the first time, I would either have to restart the game or I would have to reload metrics, basically. That's why that didn't work the first time. However, I didn't put the square in the middle of the screen. I want it to be in the middle of the screen. We can verify that the alignment of this square. If I zoomed out the camera, we can see that the square is default middle aligned, and it's at the coordinates 0, 0 in the top left of the screen. So we can put the square back in the middle of the screen. If I add this line to it, and we go back to the game and reload the screen the easy way, and now we have a giant red screen in the red square in the middle of the screen. And now we can cry because our eyes are falling apart. And that is how you put a square in the middle of a brand new screen. Thanks for watching.